welcome to We Love Fat. And our topic for today is when cholesterol becomes deadly. So I just had my blood works and my triglycerides went down to normal. My HDL went up to normal, but my LDL also went up. I was expecting an improvement of my cholesterol, which it did because of intermittent fasting and mostly low carbohydrate diet. But is high cholesterol really an issue? Is there even such a thing as bad cholesterol? Let's take a look at the consensus. The lipid hypothesis is a medical theory postulating a link between blood cholesterol levels and occurrence of heart disease. It tells us that when your blood cholesterol level is high, you're probably at high risk of having heart disease. First, you need to know what a lipoprotein is. A lipoprotein is not cholesterol. It's a transporter of triglycerides, the fat that our body consumes when it is broken down, and cholesterol. To make it simple, just imagine that a lipoprotein is like a boat that carries triglycerides and cholesterol because these two can't swim very well in our bloodstream. Lipoproteins are classified based on their density. There are many versions of it, but we're going to focus on just two of them. The first one is the low density lipoprotein, or LDL. It's considered to be bad because it tends to be trapped on the artery walls promoting fatty plaques. The high density lipoprotein, or HDL, is coined the good cholesterol because of its role in reverse cholesterol transport from surface tissues to the liver. This property contributes to their ability to hinder plaque buildup. If you submit for a lipid test, your LDL level is either measured by mass or by the number of particles. Regardless of how it is measured, if the levels are high, that may mean that you are at risk of atherosclerosis. That's just a cool way of describing a disease of the arteries with lots of plaques on their inner walls. If the plaque ruptures, a blood clot may occur and cause blockage of a blood vessel, thus starting a chain reaction leading to heart attack. This is where the lipid hypothesis is coming from. The problem is that 75% of cholesterol in our body is naturally produced by our liver, and only 25% comes from the food that we eat. So if we look at the lipid hypothesis, it seems that our body is going against our survival. So how can it be harmful? I guess the right question would be, why are they getting trapped in the arterial wall in the first place? The answer is inflammation. Inflammation hardens arteries, leads to the formation of atherosclerotic plaques, and eventually cause heart attacks. This is not the normal inflammation that we see like when you get a bug bite or when you sprain your ankle, where we can immediately see inflammation. This is what is called chronic inflammation, wherein it slowly happens over time when we constantly expose our body to toxins or food that our body is not designed to process. Dr. Dwight Lundell, a heart surgeon with 25 years experience and performed over 5,000 open heart surgeries, stated that without inflammation being present in the body, there is no way that cholesterol would accumulate in the wall of the blood vessel and cause heart disease and strokes. Without inflammation, cholesterol would move freely throughout the body as nature intended. It is inflammation that causes cholesterol to become trapped. What causes chronic inflammation? Dr. Lundell highlighted two causes of inflammation. The first one is the highly processed carbohydrates. These are the sugar, flour, and all the products made from them. What does this have to do with inflammation? Dr. Lundell said that blood sugar is controlled in a very narrow range. Extra sugar molecules attach to a variety of proteins that in turn injure the blood vessel wall. This repeated injury to the blood vessel walls sets off inflammation. When you spike your blood sugar level several times a day, every day, it is exactly like taking sandpaper to the insides of your delicate blood vessels. The second one is the omega-6 fat like corn oil, soybean oil, and other vegetable oil. When we also consume excessive omega-6 fat, the cell membrane produces chemicals called cytokines that directly cause inflammation. What would you be checking on your lipid test? Looking back at the boat LDL, when it is done circulating in your system, it should have delivered most of the triglycerides. The triglycerides are your body's fuel from fat, and there's no point of it hanging around in your system. If your triglycerides is still high after fasting the recommended period, that is an indication of metabolic imbalance. It could mean that you have high levels of insulin blocking your triglycerides from being consumed. In summary, inflammation causes your LDL to get trapped on your arterial walls, making you at risk of atherosclerosis. When you don't have inflammation, high levels of LDL will not matter. Excessive carbohydrates and omega-6 cause inflammation, and avoiding these foods will eventually lead you to recovery. Your triglycerides level is the best indicator in a lipid test to see if you're metabolically healthy. The ketogenic diet, with it being very low in carbohydrates and very particular on the type of fat to consume, would be a perfect fit to avoid inflammation. For more information on the ketogenic diet, check out our website welovefat.net. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope you learned something new.